In The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, you'll discover that financial success is less about what you know and more about how you behave. Do you ever wonder why some highly intelligent people make disastrous financial decisions, while others with no formal financial training build lasting wealth? This book reveals that traditional finance often misses the mark by focusing on math and formulas, neglecting the powerful psychological forces that truly drive our monetary choices. The Psychology of Money offers timeless lessons on wealth, greed, and happiness, promising to transform your understanding of money by showing you that soft skills and behavior are paramount. By embracing its principles, you can learn to make better financial decisions, achieve your goals, and find greater peace of mind. The first step to transforming your financial life is understanding that no one is crazy when it comes to their money decisions. Your personal experiences with money, though a tiny fraction of what has happened in the world, heavily shape about 80% of how you think the world works. Someone who grew up in poverty will view risk and reward differently than the child of a wealthy banker. Similarly, experiencing high inflation in your formative years will lead to different investment choices than someone who grew up with stable prices. Housel uses the example of lottery ticket buyers, often lower-income individuals. While it might seem irrational to spend a significant portion of limited income on such low odds, for them, it might be the only tangible way to dream of a better life. Recognizing that everyone's financial decisions make sense to them based on their unique history helps you become less judgmental of others and more aware of your own biases. Next, consider the profound impact of luck and risk on financial outcomes. These twin forces mean that not all success is due to hard work and not all poverty is due to laziness. Bill Gates, for instance, had the extraordinary luck of attending one of the few high schools in the world with a computer in the 1960s, a circumstance he admits was crucial for Microsoft's creation. Conversely, his equally talented friend Kent Evans died in a mountaineering accident before they could embark on their ventures together. This illustrates that outcomes are often guided by forces beyond individual effort. When judging your own financial successes or failures, or those of others, remember that things are never as good or as bad as they seem. Focus less on specific individuals and more on broad, repeatable patterns of behavior. Another crucial aspect of financial psychology is recognizing the danger of never enough. Rajat Gupta, former CEO of McKinsey, was worth $100 million, yet risked it all for a chance to become a billionaire through insider trading, ultimately ending up in prison. Similarly, Bernie Madoff, already a legitimately wealthy businessman, built a massive Ponzi scheme. Their downfall came from an insatiable desire for more, fueled by social comparison. The hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving. If your expectations rise with your results, you'll never feel satisfied. Happiness is results minus expectations. To combat this, define what enough means for you. It's not about being overly conservative, but about realizing that an endless pursuit of more often leads to regret. Building on this, understand the difference between getting wealthy and staying wealthy. Getting money often requires taking risks, being optimistic, and putting yourself out there. However, keeping money demands the opposite: humility, frugality, and a fear that what you've made can be taken away just as quickly. Jesse Livermore, a famed trader, made a fortune shorting the market in 1929 but later lost it all by making increasingly risky bets. Staying wealthy means surviving, and survival requires avoiding ruin at all costs. This often means being financially unbreakable rather than always chasing the highest returns, allowing compounding to work its magic over the long term. The power of compounding is indeed magical, yet often underestimated. Warren Buffett's vast fortune isn't just due to his investing skill, but because he's been investing for 3/4 of a century, starting as a child. His secret is time. Had he started in his 30s and retired in his 60s, his wealth would be a tiny fraction of what it is today. Compounding works quietly at first, then exponentially. This counterintuitive nature means many overlook its potential. Good investing isn't about earning the absolute highest returns, which are often one-off hits. It's about earning pretty good returns consistently for the longest possible time. One of the most powerful contributors to financial success is the understanding that tails, you win. A small number of events account for the majority of outcomes. In venture capital, for example, most investments fail, but a tiny percentage generate nearly all the returns. This isn't just true for startups, but also for large public stocks. J.P. Morgan Asset Management found that effectively all of the Russell 3000 index's returns since 1980 came from just 7% of its component companies. This means you can be wrong often and still succeed, as long as your few wins are substantial enough. Accept that many of your efforts or investments might not pan out, but focus on enduring long enough for the tail events to work in your favor. Ultimately, the highest dividend money pays is freedom and control over your time. The ability to wake up and say, "I can do whatever I want today," is priceless. Angus Campbell's research showed that having a strong sense of controlling one's life is a more dependable predictor of happiness than salary, house size, or job prestige. Money can buy you this control. It can mean taking time off when sick, waiting for the right job, or retiring when you choose. This is far more valuable than material possessions, which often fall prey to the man in the car paradox. When you see someone in a fancy car, you rarely think about how cool the driver is. Instead, you might imagine how cool you would look in that car. People want respect and admiration, but expensive things rarely bring it as much as kindness and humility do. So, how do you cultivate this financial well-being? Start by saving money. Building wealth has less to do with your income or investment returns and more to do with your savings rate. Savings give you options, flexibility, and a buffer against life's inevitable surprises. Wealth, remember, is what you don't see. It's the unspent income. Aim to be reasonable rather than coldly rational. You're human, and your financial plan should allow you to sleep at night, even if it's not mathematically optimal. Always incorporate a margin of error in your plans, because the future is uncertain and your own desires will change. Nothing worthwhile is free, so understand that market returns come with a price, volatility and uncertainty, which you must be willing to pay. Finally, define the game you're playing and don't be swayed by others playing a different one. The main takeaway of the psychology of money is that your behavior and mindset are far more critical to financial success than your technical knowledge. By understanding your own psychological tendencies, cultivating patience, defining enough, prioritizing long-term perspectives, and consistently saving with a margin for error, you can navigate the complex world of money with greater wisdom and achieve not just wealth, but also happiness and freedom. All right, that's a wrap on today's summary. Thanks for listening. If this book summary sparked your curiosity or gave you new insights, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss our next summary. Keep reading, keep growing, and see you in the next one.